Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first episode in the Bank Redesigning Your 2020 Goals online series. I'm Petal James, Chief of Branches. Today, I have with me my friend Andrew James. Good evening, Andrew.
Greetings.
Andrew is the president of the Realtors Association of Jamaica, and we'll be answering your queries about homeownership and real estate. The goal of this webinar, really, online listeners, is that you are JN family. It is really to help you to cope during and after the COVID-19 crisis, which is quite an unprecedented event. You'd agree with me, Andrew?
Most definitely.
Right. Much trepidation, anxiety in the market right now when it comes on to home ownership, if it's a good time, to invest. And Andrew, what do you think about investing right now in the real estate market? What would you say to our listeners this evening?
Well, it's always a good time to invest in real estate. As you know, real estate is one of the best form of investment. So I would never say to someone, do not invest in real estate.
Agreed. All right. So, the real estate market is always one that is on the up, it's always on the uptick, and since the COVID-19, there are certain parts of the market that have been, on the down low, especially the Airbnb market, the short-term rental market. And so we're encouraging our viewers this evening to invest in real estate. You want somewhere to live, you agree with me, Andrew?
I agree. But I would caution someone who's going to invest in, say, short-term rentals at this time. As you can appreciate, borders are closed, airports are closed. So I would not necessarily advise anyone to invest in the short-term market. What I would say is basically, if you already invest in real estate, you maybe look at a person doing long-term rentals.
Agree.
Not for short-term rentals at this time.
Right. So until the borders open up, listeners, we're saying to you, it's not a good time to invest in short-term rental properties for investment purposes. And of course, it's for obvious reasons. You understand? You want to ensure that when you invest in this kind of real estate property, that there's some return there, But of course, for the real estate market, you'd want somewhere to live. And once your eligibility is there, it's a good time to invest in real estate, investment currently. But Andrew, do you expect prices to get lower at this time? Are you seeing on your MLS listing the prices that were before COVID-19 are still being held at this juncture?
What we have found is that over the past couple of weeks, sale prices have not been reduced. What we have seen is a reduction in some of the rentals. So like some of the properties that were, say, for Airbnb, those properties are now coming into the pool of long-term rentals. And so the prices, I'm seeing some reduction in prices, but I have not seen any reduction in terms of the sales.
Right. And so the reduction in prices as it relates to rental property, is it the price point for rentals? Are you seeing also a reduction in the showings of properties for rental and also for purchases? Are you seeing that?
Well, of course. And what we have encouraged our members to ensure that to use technology. So what you'll find, most of our realtors associates, they're using virtual tours. So they encourage clients, prospects, look at the video, see if it's something that really interests you before we arrange for you to go physically to the property. And of course, when you get to the property now, we of course encourage that client. Guess what? We're going to ask you to wear your mask. We ask you to wear your gloves. You're not going to touch anywhere. So the realtor will actually get to the property before, open the doors, open windows, everything. And so by the time the client gets there, he can do a walkthrough without touching.
Wonderful. Right. My thinking though, Andrew, is, the real estate market was really in a boom before COVID-19. The recently concluded IRC market, you yourself are encouraging persons to ensure that it's a good time to invest.
Yes.
And you were really, galvanizing the market to say, no, it's a good time to invest. In fact, before there was even a town hall meeting, about how much construction and the high-rise building, and can the country manage, or the corporate area manage these kind of construction units going up. But I said to myself, perhaps, with COVID-19, we may not be in a seller's market too much. We might go into a buyer's market. But with your level of expertise in the market, Andrew, you've been in the market for almost 20 odd years.
Yes.
Would you say that there is a buyer's market, coming into play currently?
I've heard the term recently that Jamaica is not a normal place.
Right.
It's not a real place. Because it doesn't follow the textbook.
Right.
In terms of most countries, we find that real estate prices start to trending down already.
Right.
We are not seeing that in the marketplace.
Oh, okay. And then I said to myself, how could we have a buyer's market when persons may not have the money right now to demand, certain rights. So having a buyer's market is probably not gonna be. So you see an uptick in the market soon, Andrew, by June, July, August, thereabout?
We are watching, well, it depends on a lot of things.
Right.
One, it depends on how soon we're open up for business fully.
Right.
So, and plus we also need to get used, is this the new normal?
Right.
So if it's the new normal now, is another thing where, okay, this is what it is.
Right.
And now I need to now adjust what I'm doing to suit what is happening.
Yes.
Now, in terms of, I don't want to say in another month or 2 months. So everything's dependent on something, chicken or the egg.
Yes.
So we're watching what is happening. So assume by the end of this month, we have a better understanding in terms of the plans of the government, how soon our borders will be open, how soon that investors will be coming in, and so on. And then we can make a better prediction in terms of the future.
Okay. How are things though, Andrew, as a realtor, out there right now? How have sales been for you or your, or the realtors in the market currently?
What we have found is that some of our clients are
you seeing persons opting out of sales?
Yes, we have seen that.
Or delays? Or delays?
Both.
Okay.
Both. So you'll find some owners who are actually selling to buy another property.
Okay.
Say, hold up, let's see what's happening first before I sell this property, and then take on another property where I'll be owing money. And so they're cautious.
Andrew, I want to tap into the commercial real estate market, but I want to end, on this point. I know prices for residential properties outside of the corporate area, are usually on the low or midpoint. A property in Old Harbour on the outskirts of Kingston is a little bit less than what you find in the corporate Kingston metropolitan area.
Yes.
But how would you gauge the market, when you're looking for houses right now to purchase? We're having COVID-19. Persons are looking at their pockets, they don't really want to spend right now. They're a little bit hesitant. Yes. But, how would you guide the market or players in the market right now who want to purchase and invest, to look at price points and where to look for?
Well, depending on where you are financially. So maybe starting out, I would say if you want to spend a region of 14 or below, then you might have to consider St. Catherine. And Whole Harbour, basically Whole Harbour, Portmore general area. You can consider those. If you're going a little bit above 14, 15 million, then you might look at, say, Azadi Gardens might go to say 20 million. Then you might go to, say, a Meadowbrook, Heavendale, about 30, 35. And if you're thinking about Hope Pastures, they might look at about 45, no more 50.
There you go.
It depends on the price point where you are.
It depends on your taste. It depends on your taste.
Yes.
If you want your own space, And if you want to live into an apartment, you don't want to take care of maintenance, you want those things to be taken care of you. So it depends on your taste, where you live, where your family goes to school, your children goes to school, where you work, and so forth.
All these things you have to take into consideration.
Right. The commercial space though, Andrew, I'm thinking that many companies looking to work from home, what are you seeing in the commercials investment market for persons who want to buy commercial spaces? Are you seeing a decline? Persons might be going virtual than having a physical commercial space. What's your scene there?
Well, there'll always be a need for office space.
Right.
So what you find that people will demand less space because and reorganize their thing where some will work from home, but they always need an office. So that's one. So I would not write off investing into office space, but what I think is in greater demand is warehousing. Because most people now, and I guess the retail shops might get somewhat of a beating.
Right.
Because most people rather stay in the comfort of their home and order what they want and than going to a mall or going to a retail shop to buy what they need.
Right.
So these are some of the factors as an investor you look at what is happening. So if the demand is now warehousing, where people will bring their things from elsewhere, store it, and they can just pick it up off a shelf and deliver it, that's maybe where we're going, and that's what you should consider.
Right. I'd encourage, especially our self-employed, or our nail techs, or barbers.
Yes.
You have some persons who are contracting. They have to probably move out of a big space that they were renting into a small booth. If you had your own place, that would make a big difference. Not wanting to pay rent, but you have your own space. You own your own commercial space where you can do your business from. So I think that's a good a market to still look at. Even though we have COVID-19, changing how we look at the commercial space. But Andrew, the government had a lockdown of almost all industries. One of the construction industry was one of them. Did you see a slump in the construction industry? For some time during COVID-19, and what do you see happening after COVID perhaps passes?
Well, a number of things happened because with the reduction of staff members in some of the public entities, NLA, the parish councils, whatever it is, of course, there'll be a slowdown in terms of getting your documents out as a developer compared to the time before.
Right.
So as soon as the full workforce is out, then you should see some form of improvement, or you'll see more activity in terms of the construction industry.
Okay. I want to encourage our viewers this evening as well, is if it is that you have a property and of course it will appreciate in value when compared to what mortgage loan you have on the property, and that in turn is called the equity that you have in the property. And so say for instance you have a property valued at 20 million, and your loan that you have on the property is say 10 million. There and then that you have an equity in say 10 million. And what if you have a cutback on your salary? Some companies are cutting back on some salaries or some person's salaries to keep the business afloat. I'd encourage our viewers, if it is that you perhaps have equity in your property, you could use that equity. Some institutions use a certain percentage of that value to give you equity, Andrew. And so I'd encourage all listeners or viewers this evening, if it is that you have equity in your property, perhaps you could use the equity in your property, to leverage some amount of cash flow that you have, or you may have cut back in your salary. It might affect your cash flow. And so perhaps if you have debts all over the place, you have debts here, it would be good that you do perhaps a debt consolidation, to ensure that you have one monthly payment, and so it frees up your cash flow. So I'm encouraging persons, if you have a cutback in your salary, an equity loan is always a good thing to explore. So I'm encouraging you to come into Jane Bank and explore the equity loan and option that you have. Andrew, you would agree with me that exploring the option of an equity loan now is a good move for persons who have shortfalls in their income.
Most definitely, because as you realize, most persons would have different loans, as you rightly said, and if you can consolidate and get everything under one umbrella, that would be the best thing for you, with reduction in salary and so on. So I definitely encourage that.
Okay, thanks for that. Someone may be asking, I'm struggling with my mortgage payments because my income has been affected by COVID-19. How can Jane Bank help me? We assisted you in purchasing your home, and now we want to help you through this difficult time. And through our mortgage help facility, we will assist you to identify the best solution for you. Currently, Jane Bank offers up to not 6 or 7 or 8, but up to 12 months of moratorium. Yes, Andrew.
Say that again. Say that again.
Jane Bank is the only bank that is offering up to, with conditions apply, up to 12 months of moratorium. We have helped you through the purchase, and so we want to still help you through, paying through your mortgage payments. And so you may opt to discontinue a portion. Andrew?
I'm still trying to understand what you mean by 12 months.
Up to 12 months. Believe it. You may opt to discontinue a portion or all of your loan payments for up to 12 months. This means you may lower what you pay monthly by choosing to suspend payments on your principal, or you can suspend payments of both your interest and principal and make no payments on your loan. That's right. If you choose to make no payments at all after the suspension period has passed, you have the option to maintain the payments you are making monthly before the suspension of your mortgage and request a further extension in addition to the period during which you are making no payments. And only add the period during which you are making no payments to extend the life of your mortgage and increase your monthly payments. So there's some for persons who may be going through a rough time now. You may have lost your job, or you may have a cutback on your salary, and so Jane Bank is here to always help you find a way. Yes.
Girl, that is truly amazing. Unbelievable.
Yes.
I've never heard of it before.
Right. Also, you may access the principal paid up on your existing mortgage. We call that the readvance mortgage option. Persons may have taken out a loan, say for 10 million, you have paid on 5 million. It's a 1, 2, 3 process. You come in, you apply for the additional 5 million. You don't need to do an evaluation report or surveyor's report because that would have been registered already on the original mortgage, and so you can do a top up then, and we call it a readvance. Just to carry you over. We have our seniors who we have dearly hold dearly to our hearts. And so we have the reverse mortgage option. Of course, this is not a monthly payment, but we offer to assist you with your monthly expenses that you have. And so that option is also available. And before I wrap up though, Andrew, is there anything that you want to, just to tell our listeners out there about the real estate market now from a realtor standpoint?
I just want to say to persons who are interested in investing in real estate, to speak to a realtor, not just a real estate agent, but a realtor who will guide you along the path.
Okay. And before I go, I want to encourage our viewers that before you enter into that transaction to go seek a mortgage, you first must be pre-approved. Pre-approval is the first step to acquiring your home. And Andrew and his associates will not be entertaining you without that pre-approval letter. Of course, that is what gauge if you're ready or not. It also tells you where you're at in your financial in your financial step towards owning your your own home. That's all the time we have this evening. Thank you for tuning in. And we're going to be back with you next week on Thursday, May 28th, when we'll be discussing another interesting topic. Please visit our website on the World Wide Web, janebank.com. Of course, Jane Bank always help you find a way. Thank you.
All the best.